Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to the Twilight Princess livestream playthrough, specifically in the European version. I probably should say that, because I have done a few livestream playthroughs of this game so far, so I will actually preface each of these recordings, through my introduction, that it is indeed the European version that I'm playing. It's also relevant as far as it being, you know, the game that I've always played, or at the very least the game that I played growing up, and also the fact that the European version is not usually able to run at this resolution. But we don't need to go into details about that. I think I discussed that plenty in the previous recording. Indeed, you will notice that the date for yesterday's save is totally wrong, and I haven't actually entirely determined the cause of this. It was my assumption in the previous recording that it was in fact, well, I said Action Replay having the wrong date. I think more correctly it would be Swiss having the wrong date, but having said that, it is actually possible that Swiss just takes the system date as normal. In other words, whatever your GameCube system time is, you know, date and time settings, that will be reflected in Swiss. So, and the reason why I think that this might be the case is that I did a quick search online to see if there was a date and time setting within Swiss specifically, and I didn't get any hits with that search. Either no one's asked the question, or it's actually not possible to change date and time specifically within Swiss. As well as that, I did check in Swiss to see if there was a setting that could be changed, and as far as I was able to tell, there was no such setting, so therefore, I believe there are two possibilities. Possibility number one is that Swiss is unable to show an accurate date and time based on my GameCube settings. The second possibility is that my GameCube date and time settings are actually fucked, and I haven't noticed until now. It would have only happened somewhat recently. I've never had an issue with it, but I guess I haven't actually played on my European GameCube with games that save to quest logs. My European GameCube lately has been a machine to run whatever it's called, the GameCube Game Boy Player, which does not give date timestamps on the quest files. So it's possible that between the last time I was using my GameCube in this way and now, the battery that the date and time settings are reliant upon has died. It's possible. Also, hello, Tron. But it is possible that that battery has died, and I didn't know that there was a separate battery that was dedicated to the saving of, or rather, the consistent establishment of date and time for the GameCube. But it turns out that that is the case, and that battery can run dead. It turns out that the battery is constantly running, which is somewhat understandable. It would be my assumption that the battery would have no use if the console was connected to the power. But it may actually run even with the power on. So in other words, if the console was not connected to the power, it would then treat that battery as a backup to ensure that the date and time remains unchanged. But if it is connected to the power, I do wonder if it still drains the battery that is indeed separate to the power of the GameCube. I don't really know much about it, but if it is the latter, then that's fucking stupid. The battery has been fine up until somewhat recently. It lasted, you know, almost 15 years if it has only now fucked up, so it's done well for itself. Anyway, we have established that this is not the correct time. Now that I've done that, let's go into the save. I think everything's fine visually, and in terms of the sound, should be quite fine. And, yeah. We didn't actually get to the first dungeon in the previous recording. I was expecting to conclude the recording once I was in the jail cell where Midna would first appear, but I decided that I hadn't really recorded enough at that time, and I did still have more beer left to go at that point, so I thought, well, I'll just continue. And I did. I reached Zelda, went through those cutscenes, and now I'm here. I believe between now and reaching the first dungeon we will have to kill the insects of darkness, I'm... Oh god, it's getting a bit dark, isn't it? This is actually a good indication of whether or not my brightness settings are appropriate. Because now that it's actually turning to night, it might be too frickin' dark. Is that too dark? Probably. I can use this as a gauge for what I can get away with. So, with that in mind, I think I will make another adjustment to the brightness, and of course I do these things while live because I'm clearly not in any way adequately prepared. Let's take it to maybe that. Now that's okay. You see, that's dark, but it's not too dark. So we can probably just go with that. I think that'll be fine. And don't forget to put the map away. No, I'm quite happy with the map being here. Although I'm assuming that is a joke. It's still a little dark, isn't it? Alright. I believe I'm correct in saying that the bloom setting within the game, which is not something that I can change, is the reason why I'm having to set the game to such a low brightness level. See, that's a little better. Yeah, that's perfectly fine, actually. So I'm assuming that it... Well, actually it can technically get darker than this. I believe that this is dusk. And hence the sort of orangey glow that is slowly but surely fading over time. But, anyway, we'll see how things go. Yes, that was indeed a rainbow. So, what next? Did you think I'd disappeared? Listen, there's another thing I forgot to tell you. Don't think you can just run off and save your friends, because you can't. Just beyond that bridge, the land is covered in twilight. Last time, a shadow beast pulled you through the curtain of twilight. But if you want to go that way this time, you'll need the cooperation of someone from the twilight, like me. So you really have no choice but to do what I say. Saving your friends and all that, well, that'll depend on your actions. Because you never can trust words, you know. Right now, I want a sword and shield that'll suit me. That's right, I forgot about this entirely. You do understand me, don't you? I mean, the funny thing is that I recalled this in the previous video, and was talking about how I would need to do this. But, as far as this session, that didn't cross my mind. I was focused on, first and foremost, dealing with the whole Insect of Darkness issue, which is what will allow us to clear this particular location of Twilight, which would furthermore allow us to take our human form once again. But we do actually need to get a sword and shield, because as it stands, we do not have a sword and shield for Link in his human form to use, so we must go and acquire one. Or, you know, I say one in referring to them as a pair. Anyway. So, what do you plan to do? While you're here dawdling, the twilight continues to expand. Come on, hurry it up. Oh, I'm doing what I can. I'm certainly doing what I can. It's fucking dark. Well, Tron, we're gonna have to agree to disagree with that one. Or on that topic. Now this is the most annoying thing about these enemies. I will say that if you were to fault Twilight Princess for one thing, it would be the enemy AI for Bokoblins, for example. Or those are they Moblins or Bokoblins? No, they're called something else, those particular ones, I think. I don't really know. The point is, the reason why he was lying on the ground for so long like that is because in the future, you can actually do a finishing move. But if we don't yet have the ability to perform a finishing move, he is literally just lying there in a period of invulnerability, and we have to just patiently wait for him to get back up off the fucking ground. It's not very well designed. Although I will admit that it's probably a little complicated to change the way the enemies move in line with the skills that we learn with the sword, so maybe I can't fault them too much for it, but I will say that if you wanted to critique the game in some way, that would be one point that you could attack. If it isn't the Twilight Princess himself, are you referring to me? That would be rather interesting if so. Yeah, too fucking dark, check that out. That's just like, that is unreasonable. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to have to, I mean, again, yeah, that invulnerability period that I was talking about is indeed here. But yeah, it's not possible for me to have the settings that I had before, because it's just too dark at night time, so let's make the necessary changes. Again, I do apologize that I'm having to make these changes while live, but that is the nature of a live stream. That's probably, yeah, that's fine. Again, I only want to reduce it as much as will allow you to see comfortably what's going on at nighttime. And that is indeed dark, but you can see what's going on. That's what I'm looking to achieve. Okay, I probably missed some of the rewards from killing those enemies, but wait. A small woodland creature speaks. Thank you for taking care of those bad guys. They made both the village and the forest a mess. They kidnapped the village children, but I know you're not one of them. I can tell because you smell like the trees of Ordon. If you run into any trouble, try talking to the animals. We animals understand one another, so you'll be alright. Okay. If you say so. How can you like the way she talks to you? Listen. It's not like I saw her immediately. Well, it's not that as soon as I saw Midna, listened to how she talked to me, that I developed an interest in her. Well, I say developed affection for her. It was the entire process of playing through the game and getting used to her being your companion that you see her not as she behaves now, but as she is as a character, which serves to give context to her behavior at this point. So, you know, her current behavior is not necessarily all that great. She doesn't know who we are, she's just being, you know, a hot-headed, manipulative little thing, but yeah, it's not like, oh, give me more, Midna. It's more like, I know your character, I know who you are, so it's not really an issue. Oh, how did it come to this? The children, please say nothing's happened. Please forgive your good-for-nothing father. I don't know if I can... Well, it's not for me to forgive you, I suppose. Actually, let's stay away from him because he'll freak out if he sees us. We do need to do a little bit of sneaking as we are here. Alright, that's fine, Tron. Oh, that's right, there is a chicken that we can speak with. Oh, and there's also a whatever that is. Oh, it's a frog. I couldn't see what it was too far away, too small. Ribbit. It's not quite so different to the level of communication that I can have with a frog as I am here in this human form. In real life. Speak to frog. Ribbit, yes. I didn't think anyone would come calling, so I haven't thought of anything to say, sorry. Well, aren't you useless? Read your lines next time. What do you have to say for yourself? Ah, to be a wolf on a night when the moon rides high. Beautiful. Tell me, is your true form a human who is not currently in the town? Nah, just teasing. Of course, the irony here is that the chicken, which is supposed to be a fairly unintelligent animal, is in actual fact like this posh, well-spoken creature, which is ridiculous, but anyway. If you want to enjoy a Zelda game, don't take it too seriously, and don't question it. It's not meant to be realistic or even sensible, it's just supposed to be entertaining. You're lucky. Your sharpened X sensors and your soft-looking coat. Lovely. Alright, so that acts as a hint as to what to do next. Obviously. And I'm just becoming increasingly annoyed by the darkness of the game. It may very well have to remain at like a default level or something. Because this is... So this is default. This is completely unchanged. So... Which is fine at nighttime. But do you see the buttons? See how the A button is super bright? And notice how the, like even the text there, the yellow text lantern, it looks a bit washed out. That's what I was trying to mitigate by lowering the brightness of the game. In terms of the way the game looks at the moment, it's fine at nighttime, but during the day it's not going to look quite so good. I mean, you guys might not be so sensitive to the way it looks, but... And I apologize if it's distracting for me to be making evaluations on how it looks while I'm here trying to record the game, but... Yeah, I guess for now we'll just have to set it at neutral. I mean, really, if I had a button to switch back and forth between brightness levels, that'd be great. I mean, I could always do that. I don't know. We'll see how things go. but apparently we need to use our sense and dig. And I believe we do so to get under the house over there, but we can also use our sense to dig for goodies in the ground. Oh god, the map is fine. It's not too big. It fits with the look. If you find it distracting, then too bad. Like, the map is... yeah. You know what it is, you're not a Monster Hunter player. In Monster Hunter, you always have a map on the screen, so... I find it to be quite... well, how do I say? I don't find it to be distracting at all. Unobtrusive is what I was going to say. Alright, so as far as what's in here, I think it is the shield, am I? No, this would be the sword. This is Russell's house. Unless I didn't achieve anything in coming here at this time. That's right, I think he brings the sword in here later on, so there was no reason for us to come here at this time. We need to get the shield first, I believe. I'm skipping ahead of what my objective is. Yes, well, your mistake was playing Monster Hunter on the 3DS, Tron. That was mistake number 1. Alright. The shield should be in... oh. So we need to get closer and closer so that we can listen to them without being seen, but so that we can actually hear, which is ridiculous because we're a wolf, we should have much better hearing than this. Maybe what it is that while we do take wolf form, we don't have the hearing capacity of a wolf, which is ridiculous because we do have heightened senses as a wolf. So why, therefore, would we not be able to hear? You know, little things like that. As I said, don't question Zelda games. It's a bad idea. Because otherwise you'll be stuck in logic errors like that. So, that shield is still in your house, right? Ah yeah, it should be in our storage loft. Good, go grab it quick as you can. Russell got wounded pretty bad, so he can't go search for the kids. I'll take over for him. But Russell's had a sword mare, and he still got hurt. If you're unarmed, you're done for. Now the mare can just sit on all the enemies, I'm sure he'll be fine. Now outside of sitting on them, well, if you were on the receiving end of a left straight, or any sort of punch, or anything like that from this guy, you'll be down for a while, if not, you know, dead. He's got a lot of weight behind him, and probably a lot of physical strength. But maybe the same cannot be said in regards to the enemies that he'd be going up against. They're probably a little more sturdy. The sword we were going to present, I'm going to try and not read things in the broken way in which they speak them, but the sword we were going to present to the royal family should still be at Russell's house. Oh yeah, alright, I understand, Mare. I'll hurry up and get that shield. You just wait here. No, good, run. So that will happen if we get too close, but in this case, we were able to hear the necessary information to progress through our objectives in the game before they ran away. So that was the ideal scenario. That's not a bad bit of information you heard, huh? Ugh, look at that open window. This village is full of idiots. So... it looks like we will have to freak out the guy that I was avoiding because I didn't want to freak him out. We should jump up there, but from where? Oh, I can guess where, but we're gonna have to scare the shit out of this guy. Basically what happens is, if you get too close to him, he will call a bird to start attacking us. So, what we will do is sneak up behind him if possible. I think this is... no, we have to get up there from over here, maybe. Waiting for a prompt from Midna. Maybe I have to go from this side. We basically have to climb onto something, using Midna's ability, but... well, Midna's assistance, I don't know if you could describe it as an ability necessarily, but... she assists us in one way or another. Maybe if we stand on here, that'll be enough elevation to get onto this building or something. Basically, you wait for the Z prompt, but... I don't remember exactly. Okay, maybe... oh, I understand. Maybe we actually have to alert him to our presence first. Monster! You've returned for more, haven't you? My daughter, return her, and take this. He's been learning from yours truly. And he sends the bird after us. I think we need to have this happen to have any of this work, so... Alright, we can try going on there, except I timed it poorly. Yes, I know, Midna. Just hold on. You're driving me insane. Not Midna personally, but more like the game's driving me insane. Okay, so let's get these hearts and get the hell out of here. We need to go over here, I think. Unless Midna, yeah, Midna has something to say. Hey, that guy up there. Don't just ignore him, do something. Oh, I'm going to try to. So, oh, apparently the cat wants to speak to me. Come on, let's get up on that roof from here. Or get up on the roof from here and scare that guy. Look at him, posing like he's all important. Wait till he sees us. Well, sorry cat, I know you want to talk to me, but I've got things to do. Let's scare the absolute shit out of this man. Whoa! He jumps into the water, he's going for a swim. You've chosen a strange time to take a bath. Then we jump in there, which was totally unnecessary. We could have just walked off the edge, but instead we jumped into a wall to go down there. Totally counterintuitive, really. Don't know what this doll on the ground is. It's a bit terrible. Oh, that's disturbing. If I had that doll, I probably wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Probably because the doll would be, you know, you'd hear the sound of it clacking around and stuff. You know, its limbs moving. Ugh. But, yeah, that's the sort of impression that I get. Oh, I need Midna's assistance again. Thank you, Midna. Oh, there's the shield, right. Found it, found it. Yes, indeed. That always happens. You have to stand right at the back of the table. It's very frustrating. You can walk backwards by L targeting. There you go. And that'll work just fine. Then we need to run into the wall, basically smashing our head against the wall. That is actually the correct strategy. Some people would say smashing your head against a wall is a rather boorish way to solve a problem, but no, that is literally what we are supposed to do here. It looks kind of cheap. Alright then, next is a sword. Hurry up and get one. I mean, that's exactly what a princess would say. Now, we can't leave through the door because the door is for people. We are not a people. We are a wolf. So we must. Oh, I don't think we can... Yeah, we can't go that way. Oh, I know, that's right. See, I always think that we have to go the way we came, but we can't. This is the way that we go. We go through the open window. Lots of open windows around here, which is important, really. It's how you get ventilation into these buildings. Otherwise, you know, they get all stuffy and hot and unpleasant. That's the way it is. The children could not have returned, could they? I must go out and search one last time. You get inside the house. I have placed the sword that was to be our gift to Hyrule on the couch. If the mayor comes for it, please give it to him. But darling, your injuries. Oh, fuck the man. I will not forget his decision to withhold from me the fishing rod just for no damn good reason. He just felt like it was a whim. He was like, nah, he can go get the fucking fishing rod himself. What a prick. I will never forget. Although it never really took my attention until yesterday. For all the times that I've played this game, I don't think I ever really noticed or cared. The reason why I'm up here, by the way, is so that I can stay out of his way. I don't know what exactly happens if he sees us, but it prevents us from going into the house or something. It's, in other words, we do want to be sneaking. And we will do so. So, I was actually going to say at the start of this recording that I wasn't entirely sure how much I'd be able to get done. Wasn't sure if I was just going to finish the recording after finishing the first dungeon, or if I would do the first dungeon and then do everything leading up to the second dungeon, but not actually starting the second dungeon. But I would say that it's going to be the former for the reason that I had not even considered all of what I'm doing right now in that evaluation. So, yeah, that was not a part of my considerations, therefore I now will make an evaluation that doing this plus a whole dungeon should be enough for this recording. It'll probably end up being about 2.5 hours, maximum 3 hours, and that will do me, I think. Depending on my level of engagement, I may actually want to continue with the second dungeon, not actually getting through the dungeon, but at least reaching it. But, like, continue to the second dungeon, which is to suggest that I would make my way there and do whatever was needed. Oh yeah, that cat wanted to talk to me, but I think the cat's over that way now. And I can't really talk to the cat from this distance. Alright. So here is the sword. I would like to pick up the sword. Ha 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 ha. You got the Ordon sword. This is a sword crafted by Russell, the best swordsman in Ordon, as a tribute to the royal family. I think he might be the only swordsman in Ordon, quite frankly. Alright, so now you have a sword. Looks like you can actually be useful when you concentrate. Alright, no more detours. I'm going to take you back into the Twilight. Go back to the woods where you first transformed into that shape. I will do so. And I believe this time we do actually leave the way we came in, which is through this hole that we can't actually see without our sense, but the hole is there no matter what, or the soft soil, I suppose we would say. But, yeah. Point being that you could actually dig into here without ever using your sense once. But the sense is just there to... I did not intend to do that, and I apologize. I well and truly apologize. I've just bitten the fucking chicken. Didn't just bite it, I probably took a chunk out of its fucking wing or something. So he's probably going to see us. Oh, he didn't even see us. Even with the torch, he can't see us. As far as I understand it, you did hit your head. You do have a bandage around your head, so maybe you've got some sort of mental, like, brain damage, I suppose, is what he's suffering from at the moment. And I'm sorry to see that. Where is the cat? I at least want to speak to the cat. It was being so insistent that it speak with me before, but maybe the cat has lost interest. You know, the cat's like, fine, if you don't want to talk to me, then go fuck yourself, which is fair enough. That's probably how cats are. That would sound about right to me. Alright. I shall make my way towards the Twilight. I don't think there is anything else for us to do. We have been instructed to make our way to the Twilight. Oh, never mind. We do need to do the Insects of Darkness. Oops. Well, in actual fact, we're not going to be doing the whole Insect of Darkness thing before reaching the Twilight. Rather, we require the Soul Vessel. Can't remember. Is it called the Soul Vessel? It's a vessel of some kind. But the point is the Light Vessel, I think. The point is that we need that before we enter the Twilight. It is inside the Twilight that we will be doing the Insects of Darkness side quest. Well, not even side quest, it is a requirement of the game, so you would call it quest in this case. You have been transformed by the power of shadow. I'm not going to say it as this... what is it again? It's not a god or a goddess, it's more like a divine spirit, I suppose, yeah. I'm not going to speak in the way that it probably would. It would speak very slowly, and I don't really have the time for that. Beware, a shadow being, it approaches. Oh, I'm being aware, alright. Literally one. It's not going to be very difficult to contend with. I'm just using B at the moment. You've got a few ways to attack with the wolf form. 2 in particular. You've got the A button and you've got the B button. A button deals more damage. A button is basically comparable to doing your jump attack with a sword, which is also done with A. And that's just more damage. Sort of a focused singular attack as opposed to a combo-based move with the B button. That's quite brilliant. Look at that bloom. I'm gonna stop talking about the fucking bloom. But after emulating Monster Hunter Tri, I just can't unsee the bloom anymore. It's fucking awful. Oh, brave youth. I am one of the 4 light spirits that protect Hyrule at the behest of the gods. I am Ordona. The black beast you slayed was a shadow being. It had come to seize the power of light I wield. Also known as Got, yeah. This is true. Or you could just say Goat. My brethren in Hyrule have already had their line stolen by these fell beasts. I'm given an A prompt, but it refuses to progress through the text, so I don't really know what the point of that A prompt is. The entire kingdom has been reduced to a netherworld ruled by the cursed powers of darkness. Maybe it requires you to press the A button to progress through it, but it doesn't allow you to skip. In other words, there is like a forced time, or a forced duration that the text must be on the screen before you can progress through it. The blind will not stop with... Well, it didn't even let me read it at my leisure. So the A prompt on the screen is actually completely irrelevant. It has absolutely no relationship whatsoever with the text on the screen. It will move sequentially as it wants to. It has nothing to do with whatever your preference might be. To save this land from the King of Twilight, the lost light must be recovered. The 3 spirits who have lost their light must be revived. There is but one who can revive them and redeem this land. You. No pressure. You still have not discovered your true power. There's almost no definition to this thing, it's just one glowing object, quite frankly. Those transformed by Twilight usually cannot recover their original forms. Unless, if you were to return to Faron Woods where you were first transformed, if you were to revive the Light Spirit. There, by the power of the Light Spirit, you may find the means to regain your other state of being. Yes. Link drinking got milk? It sounds like an excellent subject for a fanfiction or something. Or a fanfic, as they call. For fanfiction, and then fanfic would be the object in this case. Ugh. No, I mean, you know, Link sort of gets into the fetal position and a large got teat slaps him in the face and is forcefully shoved into his mouth. Yeah, anyway. Let's get off that subject. I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure there is actually a fanfic of that sort. Oh, did I get the light vessel? I forgot to see if I got it. If I didn't, then I'm fucked. But I'm assuming that I have it. I don't think I would be allowed to continue without it. I was too busy looking at got milk, or reading about it. The Faron Woods that you know so well, they're now covered in twilight. You might not be able to come back here, but do you still want to go? Yes. I mean, really, I have no choice but to go in there. This is the music that plays when you are in a location that is covered in twilight, I suppose. So these are the weapons you use in your world. She starts swinging a fucking sword around. You really think this thing can slay these creatures of twilight? Well, I won't use these, but I'll hang on to them for you. Certainly convenient. Alright, a promise is a promise. I trust you enough to help. In exchange for my help, though, I need you to gather some things for me. Look, I can't tell you all the details now, but it'll be easy, trust me. But enough about that. Do you hear that noise? It's the lamentation of the spirit that had its light stolen. Where in the world could it be? Better get going, don't you think? Don't blame me for your world's fate if you don't hurry up and find that light. Come on, snap to it. Obviously Link doesn't appreciate her tone. Alright. Yes, put shield on face, because face is a vulnerable part of the body. Alright. Just attacking grass now. I do not actually have the light vessel. Maybe I get it from this water source over here. Well, maybe not water source, you could say. Place with water. I don't think water flows into it. You could take well anyway, I don't really want to get hung up on that. So this is the first time that we are required to kill more than one, which is a bit of a different situation to only killing one. I will show you what I mean. I think we basically need to fail this confrontation once. Well, not really fail it, we don't want to die. But there is a way to fail this confrontation that doesn't involve death, and I believe it's required in order for us to have Midna give us a new ability which will allow us to kill these enemies. Basically, you can't have one alive while the others are dead. If you don't kill them all at the same time, or at the very least if you don't kill the last two in one attack, the last one alive will revive all of them. Who do they think they're dealing with? They need to take these little pests on one at a time, right? You can take them all at once. Good luck, bye, yeah right. So this is the A attack, it's a little bit different to the standard. Because with these enemies, oh my god, see, I'm actually at risk of death here. Have to be fucking careful. Might do a spin attack here. That's actually pretty good damage. So that's what I'm talking about. The confrontation now resets because we left one of them alive. Please don't fuck this up. I did actually get a game over in the previous fucking recording, which was a bit sad, but don't need to do that again. If you leave the last one alive, it's just going to use that shriek to bring the others back. Listen, let me help you out here. Just move like I tell you. You just hold down B and I'll expand an energy field, so enclose all the enemies within it and release. Okay. And like so, they're all dead. The good thing about this is that even though it wasn't too long ago when I last played this game, it still feels fresh, you know, there are parts of it that I don't remember clearly, I wouldn't be able to close my eyes and just play through it. If I could, that would be a concern, quite frankly. The question would arise as to why I'm still playing, but some people do that. Some people will actually play a game that they can play with their eyes closed, but with their eyes open, and seem to not have a desire to play a new game. But anyway, hopefully I get that light vessel now. I think I will, yes. That's what it is. You can actually continue on without picking it up. That's what I was worried about. So for example, I could have needed to pick it up before coming to the Twilight, and then I would have missed it, therefore. But no, in actual fact, you can miss it at this point in the game, and I'm not going to miss it. Please be careful, these woods have changed. The dark clouds of dusk cover this land. This drape of shadows is called Twilight. In this Twilight, those who live in the light become as mere spirits. It is a place where the dark ones and evil creatures dwell. I am a spirit of light, blue-eyed beast. Look for my light, retrieve the light stolen by the dark beasts, and keep it in this vessel. Thank you. I've been given a divine bunch of grapes. Need to fill this vessel with tears of light, which are located throughout the area. Sadly, this is something that we must do not once, or even twice, but 3 times, I think, in this game, which is a little bit repetitive, I will say, but this is part of the reason why people don't like playing Twilight Princess in wolf form, and it is one of the grievances that people have with the game as a whole, when they, I guess, look back on their experience and ask themselves if they had fun. Some will say, no, I had to play as a wolf. And part of the reason why that wasn't fun is exactly this. It is gathering the tears of light. But, yeah. You'll notice that some of them are moving slightly on the map. I don't know if that's really visible. No, it's not really visible right now, but occasionally those white dots do move a little bit. That's because they're actually attached to living creatures, insects of darkness, which cannot be seen by the naked eye. We have to use our wolf senses in order to be able to see them. Whereas in the case of the orbs of light that are contained within the insects, that are freed by their death, those can be seen without the sense, as you can see. Some insects do need to be... Oh, right, so that one has gone over to that side. I will worry about you later. But some insects will require you to dig for them, whether to access a building that you otherwise wouldn't be able to access, or to actually dig them out of the ground, which you will see at some point. Don't know where the entrance point is it here? No, maybe we don't dig into there, maybe we use Minder's ability. I think that's what we do. Let's have a look. Yes. Looks like we can get in there. You would be correct, Binder. Alright. Yeah, everything looks fine at the moment at this brightness level. Just making sure everything's alright. Oh, it's you. What's with these bugs? Those things aren't normal. They're so big, so weird, so creepy. Come on, get away, bugs. Shoo, get out of here. We actually need to speak with him in order to get these insects of darkness. They don't appear unless we've spoken to him first. Diaper Man, screams Tron in the chat. Okay. I'm glad you're so excited by the appearance of a man wearing a diaper. Hadn't really taken notice of the fact that he was wearing one. Oh, he is wearing one. Yeah, look at him go. Well, listen. His personal health is really no business of mine. If he cannot control his defecation, then it's really not for me to say anything about. It's not for me to say anything about it. It's none of my business, as I say. Alright. Insect of dark... Oh. If we could, that would be great. Thank you. And when I say if we could, I mean if we could kill you. My patience only... Oh god. My patience can only last for so long. I would pay for one sniff. Yes, but how much would you pay, is the question. It's not a simple matter of, oh, I'm going to sniff his dirty diaper. Yeah, there will be a price. And not all price requirements are created equal. Alright. It's going to get really frickin' dark in here. Not just for you, but for me as well. Oh, never mind. I'm talking out of my ass. It seems that if we have lit the torches as a human, then they will remain lit when we return as a wolf. But having said that, I am quite sure that if we don't light them as a human, they will not be lit as we return as a wolf. Which makes sense. I don't know if it's worth going towards the dead end. Maybe there'll be a chest that we can open. Otherwise, yeah, it's already opened. Or it has already been opened. Which is fine. Trying to do a spin attack. Get that heart. Not really interested in these Deku Barbers, or the Twilight equivalents to Deku Barbers. $1,000 minimum. I think you need to more carefully consider the value of money. But if that's what you're into, then fair enough. I didn't realise that this was going to turn into some sort of fetishism, but because clearly that is what would lead you to be willing to pay $1,000 to sniff a dirty diaper. You know, it's not about the sniffing of the dirty diaper, it's the man it is attached to, and indeed the person who is responsible for the soiling of said diaper. But thank you for raising the bar, raising the standard of conversation in this live stream, Tron. I'm extremely grateful. Alright. Yes, I know you do. You must love him. Hey, think we can get across over here? I think we can. The mere fact that you think we might be able to means that we can. That is the nature of the video game. We're not going to fail. In trial, having said that, we did sort of fail. I failed, actually. I don't think I'm killed by... Oh, I do die when that happens. That's kind of unfortunate. The reason why I did that was because I forgot to pick up some Insects of Darkness while I was here. Turns out that I'm actually wrong. Wait. Oh, this is terrible. I appeared on this side instead of at the start of the area. This is actually terrible. This is not how I wanted it to go. How do I go back to the beginning then? The entire reason why I stuffed my face in that seemingly poisonous gas cloud was so that I could be taken back to the beginning of the area. And that wasn't even good enough, so hopefully I'll figure out a way to get back there. But in the meantime, of course, the point being that there are Insects of Darkness there that I need to get. I was a bit too excited by the prospect of continuing through the area that I did not more carefully consider what Insects of Darkness were around. So, whatever. Thank you very much. It's quite funny, I ended up interrupting Midna's yawn there. I'll have you know that this is very exciting, Midna. My life hangs in the balance, in fact. So we need to time this, at least in a somewhat sensible way. It would be difficult to mistime it, but you can time it wrong, that is the point. So again, I don't know how I'm going to get to those other ones. I guess we'll find out, but... Oh yes, I think we have to dig for these ones, so let's do so. They were both revealed to us. Definitely pressing the A button is better for getting the Insects of Darkness, I think, because you can cover more distance. Oh, come on. Alright, get over here. Give thine self to me. Alright, now I think we can go back by going this way. Here we go. I don't know if we can actually go back the same way, though. No, it doesn't look like it. Which is very unfortunate. Alright, let's smash into this wall. If you could, I'd love it. If you could die. I do realise it's a rather selfish request. To request that you die for my sake. But... it's better to be polite than to just demand that you die, I suppose. At least I can give you the illusion of choice. Which is what we all rely on at the end of the day as human beings in the society in which we live. Annoyingly, I'm going to have to do all this again. I'm not just going to have to, I'm currently doing it again. Which is less than fun, but at least it doesn't take up much of my... well, when I said that you can time it wrong, that's what I mean. If you wanted me to show you what not to do, then don't worry, I've just shown you. But you don't actually lose health. You just waste time, basically. Just as well I didn't waste health and time in the one moment. Wow. Well, Doomlink. You're definitely giving a good tutorial. This is a different tutorial. The previous attempt at this was just showing you what you're supposed to do. This attempt is showing you what you're not supposed to do. It is actually all part of the plan. There is, indeed, method to my really poor play. Or at the very least, that is what I'm trying to convince you of, which I have likely failed in doing. And that is not being helped by what I'm saying right now. Can you... oh, come on. I timed it well last time. Well. Not the time before, but... I timed the pressing of the Z button initially fairly well, but I did not time the pressing of the A button very well. Okay, now let's finally go this way. That was a huge waste of time. And now we have another warp point. Oh, well, For anyone who doesn't know, these are warp points. That might have been rather confusing, but don't be confused. These do become warp points later on. So it is important that we kill these things. There are actually certain, I guess, Shadow Beast spawn points that you can avoid in Hyrule, but you don't want to avoid them because they are, when they turn green, I guess, warpable. I don't like using the word warpable. It is a word that I use fairly often when playing Souls games, for example, because, you know, warpable bonfires, I think it's a terrible name. Oh, excuse me, a terrible word, and I would rather not use it. And I'm not going to start using it in this frickin' game as well, if I can help it. Alright. So, Plum is over here. I believe that is the name of the bird. Although I don't think the bird is visible in the Twilight Realm. It turns out even with our sense we can't see the damn thing, or at least I don't think so. No. We can't very well steal Plum's wares as a wolf because we don't have the ability to handle a bottle as a wolf. I don't know where we would put it, and even if we did have somewhere to put it, I don't know how the wolf would handle the bottle. I guess with its teeth, you know, put the teeth on the rim of the bottle and then maybe stick its snout in the fucking oil, which would probably be a bit gross, but anyway. There's a monkey currently quivering, which is resulting in a gentle rocking of the arse, which maybe for some people would be enticing, not for me. Someone helped me? Yes. Boy, lucky for me, ever since the boss went funny in the head, there have been crazy, or rather scary monsters everywhere. Those village kids got led through the woods for some reason. The whole forest is so weird now. What's happened? I don't know, but it's very convenient that you talk to yourself in this manner. And the wolf is glowing. The wolf turned into a Tron character or something, I don't know. That is not to, in any way, refer to the person currently watching me on Twitch. That is instead to make reference to the movie that I have very uncreatively made reference to. Oh, but it was so nice here in the Twilight. What's so great about a world of light anyway? Quite frankly, I concur. It's less problematic for my video settings. So this might be too bright right now, quite frankly. We'll see. I might make changes if it seems necessary, but maybe some of you guys are getting sick of me worrying about it. And now there's a monkey. That is my phone going off, which is going to stop going off immediately. Or so I have ordained. So yeah, this is the monkey spirit with a giant scorpion tail, or whatever that's supposed to be. I suppose it's a scorpion tail. It's the man-child squirrel, is what Tron says, if you say so. My name is Farron. I'm one of the spirits of light who dwell in Hyrule. By the order of the gods, I protect this forest. Well, you didn't do a very good job, did you? Oh, brave youth. Are you going to take responsibility for your error? In the land covered by twilight, where people roam as spirits, you were transformed into a blue-eyed beast. That was a sign, was it now? It was a sign that the powers of the Chosen One rest within you, and that they are awakening. By the way, I'm not a wolf anymore. That's why he's referring to me turning into a wolf in past tense. Look at your awakened form. It's quite convenient that I've awakened with clothes. The gods garbed me as they transformed me back. The green tunic that is your garb once belonged to the ancient hero chosen by the gods. His power is yours. His is the true power that slept within you. I'm about to throw my phone. Getting this ding-ding fucking sound. You are the hero chosen by the gods. No fucking pressure. Well, I think I'll be doing a better job in my role than you did in yours. Brave Link. A dark power rests in the temple deep within these woods. If this phone makes one more fucking sound, I'm going to absolutely destroy it. It's going to be... ugh. Anyway. It is a forbidden power. Long, long ago, I and the other spirits of light locked it away. Because of its nature, it is a power that should never be touched by any who dwell in the light. But this world weeps beneath a mantle of shadows, and so there is no choice. You must match the power of the King of Shadows. If you would seek this forbidden power, then proceed to the temple in the forest depths. I will do so. Link is still trying to work out why he's just been given clothes. He's probably wondering how they were manufactured. I couldn't really tell him. Alright, but at least we are looking the part. We're looking like Link should. Well, well. You're the chosen hero and all that, huh? So that's why you turned into that beast. What a shame. I mean, maybe you'd rather just wander as a spirit like that, like the rest of them. Totally unaware of what was happening for all eternity, right? So, what do you want to do? Do you want to head to that temple? Well, isn't that convenient? I was about to head there myself. Hey, look. You want to help your friends, right? The way I see it, maybe they're in that temple waiting for you to rescue them. Well, good luck, Mr. Important Hero. See you later. Yes, indeed. Now, one of the things that I very much like about Twilight Princess, in how it operates as a game, like, you know, the functionality of swinging your sword around is the fact that you can actually do it while running. You couldn't do that in the other games, or in the games that came before this one anyway. And it's quite nice. I can't remember where I get my first wallet upgrade. I think it's from Agatha. I think I have to give Agatha one insect, golden bug rather, and then I get my first wallet upgrade. I just say that because I think... Actually, no, I think my rupee limit, not that you can see my current rupee count, it's at 95. I think my rupee limit is at about 500 the first time around. It's crazy. It goes like 500, 1000, 5000 or something like that. No, I think 5000 is Wind Waker, isn't it? So I guess it's 1000 for the maximum. So maybe it goes 200, 500, 1000. I think that's what it is. Let's just assume that it's 200. I believe that's what it is. In other words, the default wallet, the unupgraded wallet. Midna already has something to say. Now then, it's finally time for that weapon I worked so hard to get. You probably already know this, but swing your sword with B and raise your shield with L. I'm so helpful, aren't I? Just think of me when you use those, okay? Oh, I will. Although you didn't really make them. So I don't think it would be fair to do that. I will think of you without using it. I will just think of you all the time. I will struggle to get you out of my mind. So we need to go back the way we went before. But this time, we'll need to get through the poison fog in some other way, or noxious fog, I don't know what it is, but the point of the matter is that we will have an assistant this time that is not Midna. That is how we will get through that. For the moment, the brightness of the game is fine. I can live with that. Yes, that's fine. I'm just going to live with it. Alright, so I don't know if we really need to speak to this guy. I guess I could fill my lantern with oil if I would like to, but... Actually, you know what? I think regardless of how much oil we have in our lantern, it will be useful for the entirety of the upcoming... I don't even know how to call it. Okay, let me just make it very clear. I will be explicit. A monkey is going to turn up, steal our lantern, use it to get through the poison fog, and when the lantern is no longer of any use, in other words, we've already gotten through the fog and the monkey doesn't need to help us anymore, the lantern will be discarded and it will be empty. Now, as I understand it, you don't need a minimum amount of oil in your lantern for that to work successfully, but no matter what, your lantern will be drained. So therefore, we won't waste the rupees filling it up to full. I don't think it's necessary. I forgot where the key is, by the way. I'm going to have to find where it is. I actually don't remember. Oh, Midna's going to chide me. Well, I'm sorry for going that way. I don't know where the key is, but I don't think it's too complicated? I think it's pretty obvious. Maybe I can just open it. Without a key, you cannot proceed. Yeah, whatever. Where is the bloody thing? I forgot. I did acquire the key literally last recording, so you'd think I'd remember by now. Or maybe I just talked to the guy. Oh, that's right, I talked to him. I think he's got the key. Come on, fuck me. Huh? So, it's the Aldonian. You seemed familiar, but then your clothes seemed kinda different, so I got thrown off for a second. Listen, things have been a little rough around here lately, so you should watch your step, okay, guy? There are so many monsters now. I got kinda scared and closed off the path to the temple. Actually, I guess I didn't get the key in the last video. Or maybe I did. I seem to remember very clearly opening the lock and watching it drop on the ground and then, you know, being granted access to the gate. Or, you know, the gate flying open in front of me anyway, so that definitely happened in the previous videos, so... Yeah, I do want to get back there, so... Give me the key. He acknowledges that I am geared up, and is therefore confident in my ability to take care of myself. I will not. Like, imagine wasting 100 rupees on this. Totally unnecessary. You did give me the lantern for free, I will admit. But I don't... You see, this is the funny thing. There is a set price of 100 rupees to fill my lantern all the way up to full. But I'm not quite at half yet. So it's not good value for money. It would be good value for money if I were empty or almost empty, but I'm not. And I do not require that service that he is providing, which I find to be terribly poor value for money. What Midna is to you, Diaper Man is to me, says Tron in the chat. I'm really sorry to hear that, because I like Midna a lot. She's probably one of, if not my favourite, Zelda character. So if some guy with matted hair and an adult diaper is one of your favourite Zelda characters, then, well, power to you, I suppose, but I am a little bit sad to hear it. Alright, so I think as we approach the fog, we will, well, I don't know, maybe. I can hope that we are approached by the monkey. Monkey? Maybe we just pull out the... Oh, okay, as soon as we pull out the lantern, then the monkey appears. And then Link is just minding his own business, and then lantern is stolen. As I say, filling the lantern for this moment is unnecessary if you have about half capacity in the lantern. So, yeah, it would be a terrible waste, because it's going to be empty no matter what. Hey, what's this monkey's problem? You idiot! While you were staring off into dreamland, your lantern got stolen. It did actually look like he was staring off into dreamland. He didn't seem to be too alert in that moment. He was just sort of walking aimlessly. Maybe he did have an aim, but looked a bit aimless. Off you go, monkey. Monkey servant, who aggressively provides his services. Steals my property in order to render assistance. I don't know if I can... I guess I can climb this thing? I don't know if you're going to allow me to. I probably have to wait. Yeah, I'll have to come back for that chest. There's probably nothing of any real interest. And the monkey has the temerity to call me to follow it. Bastard creature. Oh, the monkey is distressed. Take it easy. Oh, look at him go. Yeah, okay, yeah, fine. No problem. I'm with you. Just let me get the fucking heart so that I don't die. If you wouldn't mind. Just go. Oh, sorry. I was falling behind in that moment, I will admit. Being assaulted again. Monkey is distressed. Monkey now continues towards destination. Thank you. Of course, what's generally annoying about this situation is that I have to listen to the sound of the monkey making monkey noises. Quite a lot. Like, there's a lot of monkey noises going on. If you don't like monkey noises, mute your game during this portion. Because there's a lot of monkey noises. Oh, I'm here! Please, I don't require your, you know, calling. Alright, can you just give me the fucking lantern? Now, you don't need to swing it at this point. You've gone too far, it's not necessary. Monkey is happy, monkey drops lantern. And yeah, there was no reason to fill it up, we would have wasted 100 rupees in doing so. You got the lantern back. It ran out of oil while you were following the monkey around. Yes, I'm sure. And again, doesn't matter how much oil you have in your lantern, it will be empty no matter what. Okay. We are slowly but surely approaching the temple. We've got some serious enemies here. I didn't wait long enough to do the spin attack. Alright, that's it, guys. I've had it with you. I've taken one too many hits. Some people would be 100 rupees lighter at this moment, but I'm not. I'm sitting on 108. Oh look, first golden wolf. And we do indeed have Plum, I believe the bird is called. We can go and fill our lantern if we would like to, and I think I would like to, so we will fill it right now. Like so. You got oil in your lantern. Now, how much is lantern oil? I need to familiarize myself with this. Yes, but I don't know what it... Okay, hold on. The price is 20 rupees, okay. So, I give you 20 rupees. There you go. This bastard can accept 1,000 rupees. Or more. I don't know what the hell I'd be purchasing to give you that much money. Thank you, hey, thank you, come back sometime, hey. Yeah, hello to you as well. 20 rupees to fill your fucking lantern from the bird. It's all about being smart with your money, isn't it? And Diaper Man decided that his prices were perfectly reasonable given that he gave me a lantern, which I suppose is somewhat true. Well, I guess the bird wasn't going to give me a lantern at any point, but still. It's a rather smooth transformation that he's just made. Alright, let's attack the guy. And he just chopped our head open. And that is the end of the hero's journey, ladies and gentlemen. Random skeletal creature, or man, skeletal man, appears in a strange, foggy location and cuts our skull open. And that is the end. A sword wields no strength unless the hand that holds it has courage. I would say that Link is fairly courageous, especially considering that he holds the Triforce of Courage within him, which is known to all. Don't need to worry about spoiling that for anyone. Or maybe I did spoil it for some person. Some guy out there is sitting there going, I didn't know that. Or perhaps not. You may be destined to become the hero of legend, but your current power would disgrace the proud green of the hero's tunic you wear. That's a little unfriendly, and quite frankly, insulting. Yeah, and indeed, Link is not impressed to see that. You must, or to hear that rather, you must use your courage to seek power, and find it you must. Only then will you become the hero whom this world despairs. If you do find true courage, and you wish to save Hyrule from the horrors it now faces, then you will be worthy to receive the secrets I hold. Great. So, ending blow, which I believe is an A prompt when a monster falls on the ground. Enemies that are filled with energy will quickly recover and attack again when stunned by a powerful strike. The ending blow is a secret technique you can use on stunned enemies to end their breath. Jeez. Before they spring back into action. When an enemy lies collapsed on the ground, stunned, L target and press A to leap high into the air and deliver a final strike. Indeed, we couldn't do anything about that prior to this point, for the reason that we didn't have this ability. And they couldn't be harmed in that position unless we used the finish with A. When the opportunity to end their breath is before you, he says it not once but twice, he's a little bit poetic, you will see finish A appear vividly before your eyes. Now try it on me. As you do. Screams Link. That was a pinpoint strike. Never overlook your opportunity to finish with A. The first hidden skill, the ending blow, has been passed on. Then Link demonstrates it again. You learned the first hidden skill, the ending blow. When you fell a foe, lock on with L and deliver a final blow with A. It's a little bit fucking bright here, isn't it? Anyway, there are still 6 hidden skills for you to learn. Those are only for one who carries the blood of the hero, the one whose spirit is that of the sublime beast. But the question is, what about what Link just did there is so unique that only a person of a specific bloodline can perform that action? I mean, that's ridiculous. He hasn't gone and, you know, filled the sword with his energy that has resulted in some sort of magical explosion in the sword that will cut my enemies down. He just jumped in the fucking air and stabbed his sword down. I mean, that's really all he did. You're being a bit dramatic. Grow powerful, test your courage, and when you find that you need another skill to overcome the threats that face you, search for the statues that howl with the sound of the wind. Seek the sound that calls to the spirit of the beast to awaken me again. Okay. A sword wields no strength unless the hand that holds it has courage. Yeah, okay. I get the point. You keep saying courage. It's not in any way subtle. But thank you. Back in Farron Woods. And we're about to begin the dungeon. We are 1 hour and 12 minutes in, and we haven't even started the first dungeon yet. Which means that this will probably be a reasonably long video, but that's fine. It's not too bad. We don't want to sheathe the sword too quickly, otherwise Link will do his fancy hand maneuver with the shield. Indeed, this is to demonstrate that we are actually required to refill our lantern with oil in order to be able to access the temple. I didn't I can't bloody speak. I didn't fill the lantern for fun. I filled it because I needed to. As you can clearly tell. Okay, I need to fix my chroma key because it has become darker. Let us do so. I was actually going to say that I needed to make sure that I kept on top of my chroma key. There is a lawnmower. Bob the Builder has decided to actually engage in more typical homeowner behavior. So rather than pulling out a power tool such as a circular saw, he's just, pulled out a lawnmower, a fairly typical household item, to be used on a property that has, a backyard or a front yard or any grassy area. Anyway, I don't really need to explain that. Totally unnecessary, Doomlink, but thank you anyway. I stabbed that guy in the crotch for your viewing pleasure. Let us rescue the monkey. Monkey is rescued. Monkey is happy. I don't know if the monkey knows that I am the one that he recently assisted. You'd think he'd be a bit confused, but anyway. Hey, that's the monkey that stole your lantern. Doesn't it look like she's beckoning you? Aren't you the popular one? I don't know what you're implying, but don't. I have no sexual interest in the monkey. It might be female, and I might be male, but I don't really require the affection of female monkeys. It's partially repulsive. Or perhaps we could even say entirely repulsive. Alright. I think the monkey's gonna... Oh, never mind. Let's keep the monkey safe. Attack, spider. Alright, what are you doing? Well, we can finish you. I will do so. Funnily enough, I had actually forgotten that the finishing move was taught to us so soon. I had imagined that it was around the time of the second dungeon, not the first. But there you go. I guess the monkey is going to lead us to where we want to go first. Which is one way to ensure that we go in the right direction. Can't really call him a follower, or call her a follower in this case. It's more like the other way around. Now that is the boss that went crazy, that the monkey was talking about. The monkey was nearly sliced in half, which would have been entertaining, but slightly gory. That was not something that I needed to see. Enjoy it, Tron. Arses and diapers seem to be the flavour of the hour for you. Oh, what's going on? Has there been a monkey fight? Oh no, now we can't go any farther. We might as well go back. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like she wants you to, or she wants to take you somewhere, so maybe you should just follow her. Now, as far as knocking down this chest, I think we require the dungeon item for that. We've already seen the dungeon item, if that is not too obvious a hint for you. Alright. Indeed, it is the first dungeon, so they're nice enough to take us through. We don't have to find our own way, we do have a monkey doing all the work for us. We are gaining access to an optional part of the map at the moment, or optional part of the dungeon. Optional, but I will tell you that this is a character that has blue nipples. Blue, saggy tits with blue nipples. Well, rather the tits themselves aren't blue, I suppose the nipples are, although you could say that technically the nipples are part of the breast composition, therefore the breasts could themselves be referred to as blue, but anyway. Gracious, once I got in there I couldn't squeeze back out. My blue nipples were on display, no more. You were a big help, thanks. I've been looking for something in here, you see, Gracious, yes. Now interestingly, she relates to the story, but we don't really work that out until a little bit later. Not deeply, she's not some sort of character that we are required to become acquainted with for the story to progress, but she does relate to the story in a way. But again, not deeply, although I think I've clarified that enough. You must need something here too. Shall we try working together for a while, fellow adventurer? You may not think I look like much, but I can be quite helpful. I can even warp you out of here if you want to leave. I think that's all you can do, actually. I don't know what you were insinuating. You met Uku. If you call her in a dungeon, she will let you out and allow you to return when you want. Set her to and use her with Y or X. Indeed, we only have 2 usable buttons in this game because Z is permanently taken up by Z, which I don't understand. I don't know why Midna couldn't have just been down on the D-pad, which is really weird if you think about it. The fact that they didn't do that. I think they did that in the... Well, I know that she was up on the D-pad in the Wii version, but I think in the Wii U version she was down or up on the D-pad. Point being that they could have done that in this game too. I don't know why she had to be the Z button. I suppose technically, having it be one of the buttons is more clear when you've got the prompt to actually speak with her. It'd be kind of weird if it just had this down arrow that was appearing on the screen as a button prompt, but I think that would be perfectly fine. That's a better solution than having one of 3 buttons permanently allocated to speaking to Midna. So, yeah, I think that was not a very good decision on the part of Nintendo there. And I think everyone would agree. I don't think that's in any way a controversial assessment. Oh, this thing is just gonna sit there and not be a creature that wants to kill me. Oh, hold on. Do I want to go that way yet? Because I do have the option of going this way, although... Oh, it doesn't look like that's actually going to achieve anything. The monkey is becoming distressed. Well, not really distressed, but is becoming increasingly insistent. What are you freaked out about now? Oh, it's the spider. Yeah, the monkey was becoming increasingly insistent, so... And then you can go for a swim. The monkey... Oh, apparently that killed the spider. Maybe I frightened the spider into death or something, I'm not sure. Unless the water killed the spider. Maybe the spider drowned in the water, that would be more sensible. You know, you're so funny, aren't you? I didn't even intend to follow you because I knew that you were going towards a locked door, and you had actually avoided this door, so... Following you in this case actually was in no way helpful, and I almost regret that you have some sort of invulnerability to my sword slicing through your neck. Because it would give me some degree of pleasure to decapitate you. Although, I don't say that in all seriousness, because that would be both sad, gross, and, I suppose, unhelpful. Disadvantageous. There we go. Picking up hearts, CDI Zelda style. That's the way we do things around here. Alright, there's the small key, but we can continue a little bit further, I think. Not in any meaningful way, though. There is a... No, okay, we actually cannot continue at all. Good to know. We will want to return here later with the dungeon item, but for now we can't actually do anything here. We'll just roll across. I'm not really interested in the keys above. I'm really not interested in them, actually. But yeah, beverage today is just gin. Nothing too exciting. But I prefer spirits to beer anyway. Or, you know, wine or anything like that. That's the boss key over there. We will have access to that once we have the dungeon item. The dungeon won't take too long to get through. There's only one part of this dungeon that has ever confused me, ever. And I think in both recordings that I did recently, which were the recordings of the HD version and the Japanese GameCube version, that part of the temple that I just referenced did confuse me, and I was a little bit stumped for a while. But I do believe I should this time be able to remember what needs to be done. I don't remember it right now as I speak, because I would need to be in the situation to work it out. But, yeah. I should be fine this time, I think. It's sort of a trick. You overthink the situation. You think that you need to do something that you actually don't need to do, but in thinking that you need to do one thing in particular, you end up wasting your time trying to achieve the impossible. And that probably doesn't have much meaning as I say it now if you don't know what I'm referring to, but try to remember what I've said and then apply it to the situation that we'll find ourselves in. Probably within 20 minutes from now would be my guess. That's a complete estimate, don't hold me to that. Don't find yourself in deep disappointment if it's not 20 minutes from now. But I'd say that's probably a fair guess. Alright. Was that all we were doing in this room? I guess just getting another monkey was all that we had to do, unless... No, I don't think that... What's this wall of vines achieving? I thought it would lead to a little alcove that I could open a chest in or something, but no, it hasn't even done that for me. It's just completely pointless. At least as far as I can see at this point. Might have been a hasty determination, but I do think that I'm entirely correct. This is a shortcut to get to the main room. Because we have two of the monkeys, and we need to kill this thing because the monkeys are scared. Because we now have two of the monkeys, we can return to the main room and gain access to a place that we couldn't reach before. Because, you know, there's like a rope that connects these different directions. And some ropes are longer than others. For example, this one I think requires 2 monkeys. Perhaps. Oh no, it doesn't require 2 monkeys. I'm talking out of my ass today. But we do need lots of monkeys. I think we need something like 7 monkeys in the one dungeon. It's always more than I expect, so saying 7 or 8, you know, it sounds like a lot, but it's something like that. It's probably 8. Sounds about right. There's nothing funnier than doing a jump attack and then it ends up causing you to make physical contact with the monster, thus resulting in a bit of a stalemate in terms of confrontation. You know, you've both hit the monster and been sent flying at the same time. I can't really do anything with you right now, sadly. It is resistant to me. I need to throw a bomb. In fact, I need to drop a bomb into it. And to do so, I need to be up there. And I need to have a bomb to drop into its mouth, so... And we will have to do the same with that one. This is basically your modern-day bomb flower. It's a little bit more... Oh, fucking hell, just get away from it. They do regrow. From where they spawn, I couldn't tell you. Really couldn't tell you, I don't know. If there's this bug in some sort of underground cave that's just shitting out children. But it's what it appears to be. I can't imagine how else it would work. Maybe there are these 2 insects just fucking all day. And they're lining up all these children to come and pop out at our convenience. That seems to be what's going on. But I could always be wrong. As far as reaching that, I think it is possible, but I don't really know. Well, it's not going to fucking work if I take that long to pick it up. Let's see what we can do. I don't think we can make it. Oh no, we can. We have to be very efficient, but it is possible. As far as reaching the one down here, I don't think... Oh no, it's not down there, I misplaced. Where's the other one? Oh, it's over there. There's another one in that direction, just over there. So, we'll worry about that later. For now, I'm going to go into this room, because this one required a little bit more effort to get into. Usually I follow the path of least resistance in dungeons, but I can tell that this makes more sense because this is just one room on its own. Yes, it is. I don't know if I can acquire the key to open that door in this room. I'm not 100% sure if that's how this will play out, but I guess we'll find out. Oh, it's this room, yeah, I remember it. These enemies here can be killed with the dungeon item, but for now, I'll just ignore them, I suppose. Now, as I understand it, I guess in this situation we just open, or rather we just light all of the torches here and then we'll gain access to where we want to go. There is, I think, a piece of heart there. With the dungeon item we can actually remove the flame from these things, but we don't really want to do that right now. Hey Autonomic, it's quite late for you. I had assumed that because you hadn't turned up already that you were not going to turn up at all. But welcome. Alright. The stairs have fully formed, and we now have open access to the monkey, although we do not have a key, which is concerning. Again, my hope was that I would get a key in this area, and I may yet get one, but... Oh, it could be in that chest. Let's just have a look. We'll check all chests in the area. If none of them have a key, then so be it. But I can hope. Please don't climb it again. We'll see what's inside. It is a rupee. Very well. Is there a chest over that way? Or are they just pots? Just pots. I think we'll have to come here when we have a key. That's what it's looking like. Can you not dive? It's very scary when he dives, because sometimes, even though you're diving towards water, there is actually a solid object that you're aiming to land on. And if there's a solid object that we are trying to land on and he is diving head first with arms out in front, that's kind of frightening. That's very unpleasant. Because obviously, if he's not going to be landing in water, that's very painful. There is another room that we have access to that is not the room that we went past before. And when I say the room that we went past before, I'm talking about the one that gives us access to the larger area that we have actually been in before, but it's a separate access point. Let's go and see what's in the chest. I'm hoping a key. A piece of heart. As I understand it, keys can appear in the small chests and the regular sized chests. So if you're wondering why I'm expecting to see keys in two different types of chests, that's why. Can we stop fucking running into everything? I've really had enough of that. Up we go. Alright, there's another singular room. May also contain a monkey. Hopefully at least one that I can access at this point. We're about to find out. This one also has a fucking lock. Damn it. If I need 2 keys in order to access both of these monkeys, then so be it. Oh, this one's being taken by this thing. I think this is the mini-boss. If it's not... No, it's not the mini-boss. At least I don't think so. So in order to access this key, we must kill this creature, and in doing so, or the process that we must undertake to kill this creature, will involve throwing bombs and such. What we don't want... Actually, I think I understand what needs to be done. We need to first hit the face a few times. I think we may... I think we can hit the stem, can't we? Maybe we can't hit the stem. Yeah, let's just try to hit the face. I think if we kill the protruding face, yes, now we can drop a bomb inside. Very good. There is a process to this that I've forgotten. Pick up the bomb, thank you. This will give us access to the key. We do have to wait patiently though, as you can clearly see. Pick up the key. And there you go. This is a room that actually did provide the key required to access the cell with the monkey inside. The monkey seems to be quite, well, appreciative, but it's celebrating more than anything else. I don't know how a monkey would express their appreciation necessarily, but, you know, it's obviously happy, which is good enough. I'm sick of getting arse shots from the monkeys every time I open a door. There are certain things that there are certain situations and certain characters that I wouldn't mind getting arse shots from. But monkeys would not be part of that category. Hopefully I can get a key by going this way. If I can't, then fuck me sideways, as they say. But don't actually. Again, patience is certainly helpful, unless, oh, don't tell me this is one of these things that I can't access without the dungeon item. I think it might be one of those. Yes, it is. I require the dungeon item because I need to turn this so that it lines up with this path. Annoying. Okay. In that case, I wonder if I can access a key in that room. I suppose I only had a cursory glance, or a cursory look through the area. But if we have a more thorough look around, we might find a chest with a key in it. Oh, there it is. Found it. Alright. Excellent. You got a small key. Sometimes you have to be prompted to look extra hard. Just look a little harder and then you'll find it. And sadly it is process of elimination that requires one to do that. Oh, here we go. I'm shocked that he didn't end up hitting me. Okay. The monkey's, of course, quite frightened. Here we go. Annoyingly, I was hitting the lock on this door. The monkey is shrieking with delight. Which is indeed another way to express excitement. I can live without the shrieking. If the monkeys could act with a little more decorum, I would be grateful. But that is a lot to ask of a monkey. It's quite an exacting request for a monkey to follow and indeed fulfill. But, quite frankly, I'm not a monkey sort of person. Some people probably like monkeys. I don't know if any of you know this about me, but I don't like monkeys. I don't like primates, I don't like apes, I don't like gorillas, I don't like monkeys, I don't like them. The only ones that I do like are the ones that are particularly fluffy, like lemurs. Lemurs are great. I like lemurs. But if it's a monkey that's not really fluffy, then I'm not into it. The more comparisons can be drawn between a monkey and a human, the less I like the monkey in question. Or the ape, primate, whatever. Why do you need to save the monkeys? Because the boss door is accessed. See what just happened there, where the monkey was hanging from the rope and we had to use it as a... Well, we had to jump on the monkey and then we would swing from one side to another. Basically, the boss door is a really, really long rope. And we need to have, I believe, as many as like 8 monkeys in order to access the boss door. So that is the purpose behind rescuing these monkeys. I think we've got like 4 of them now. So we're only halfway there. It might only be 7, I'm not too sure. But one thing I can tell you is that we weren't able to access this part of the dungeon without at least 4 monkeys. And now that we have 4 monkeys, I believe this will give us access to the mini-boss. And this is dungeon design for you. Now that we have access to the mini-boss, we'll be able to get the dungeon item, and then we'll be able to use that dungeon item to backtrack to rooms that we could only progress through previously with said dungeon item, which will be our point of progression. There are 2 rooms so far that can be described in that way. One would be, well, I guess this is one part. Rather than a room, this is a part of the dungeon. It is that monkey over there that can only be accessed with the dungeon item. The dungeon item is required to create a pathway here, because you can see that this is perpendicular to that one, and, you know. Point being that, that's one of 2 locations that we can only access with the boomerang. At least one of 2 locations that we've seen so far. Interestingly enough, I had forgotten about this monkey in one of my previous playthroughs. I think it was my HD version playthrough. I'd forgotten about this monkey, and I was scouring the dungeon wondering where the hell the last monkey was, and it was there. So I will definitely remember that monkey this time, and if I can remember that monkey, then I'll probably be fine. That's probably the only one that's less clear. Yes, I'm a huge Donkey Kong fan, and I always select him in Mario Kart. I'm not a Donkey Kong fan. I mean, if you want to like Donkey Kong as a character, fair enough. I don't know if he has much of a dynamic as a character. I don't know if he's a dynamic character, in other words. But maybe he is. As far as I'm aware, he just goes... As far as I'm aware, that is Donkey Kong. But maybe he actually has some kind of personality that doesn't involve, you know, making ape noises. But, you know, point of the matter is that this is a monkey, and I can take all of my frustrations out on this monkey. Frustrations relating to my hatred towards primates and apes. So the idea is that he throws his boomerang, and if we roll onto the totem pole that he's standing on, then he'll be stunned when the boomerang comes back and it will hit him. Fuck, I'm a bit slow at the moment. It's because I'm being distracted by this thing. Down here. Go, and then he's down. I think it's 3 times we need to do that. The jiggle physics on that arse, yeah. I hadn't really noticed, but... I'm more concerned about the fact that his arse has been sliced so many times with a sword. To describe it as red and raw would be an understatement. I think it should be chopped to pieces by now. Like, in other words, it shouldn't even retain the form of a buttocks. Which is a gross thought, but, yeah. And that was the thing controlling him. It was a bug. Looks like an insect of darkness to me. This is the boss of the monkeys in Farron Woods. Yeah, I hadn't even considered where the bug was. Maybe it was up his arsehole. Quite frankly, if you had a bug of that size in your rectum, you'd probably be behaving in the same way. I am the Fairy of Winds who resides in this boomerang. You have freed me from evil, and I now have my true power back. Please, take it with you. Use it to aid your quest, and may both my power and my blessing go with you. If you focus power in your boomerang before releasing it, it will unleash the power of wind, aiding you in unforeseen ways. Well, it's definitely an interesting take on the boomerang item. Of course, by the time we're in Twilight Princess, we've seen the boomerang many, many times in Zelda before. So they decide to change it a little bit, augment the way in which it works, and I think it's pretty good. The point being that it does work as a boomerang would in the previous games, but as well as that it has wind functionality, which lends itself to the dungeon puzzles, and the way that they're designed. Okay, let's continue combing this place. We already found something good, so let's keep searching places we haven't looked yet. We shall do so. What a great companion. Honestly. Alright, so usually what happens is, if you're in a mini-boss room and you've just acquired a dungeon item, they oftentimes force you to familiarize yourself with the dungeon item in question by requiring its use to leave the room. So that's what's happening with the boomerang this time. I'm reminded of Wind Waker. It was the same with the boomerang in dungeon number 2. The Forbidden Woods. Oh, I see. So they're really making sure that you know how this works. You need to lock on not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, but 5 times in order to open the fucking door. I'm wrong. I thought that I was correct in saying that. You just really want to waste my time, is the point. That's fine. If you want to just completely waste my time, then that's alright, but I'm pretty annoyed. And yes, the boomerang does talk. Although it's the only point in the game where the boomerang does talk. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast track this. We'll go straight across. I might actually. Alright, I was able to get through without difficulty. And now we'll go and rescue the monkey. I don't know how to. I guess we do it like this. Yeah, here we go. That would be an example of the boomerang working as a cutting object in that situation. What if the monkey missed the jump and just died? We wouldn't be able to fight the boss. Well, I guess there are still some monkeys that you haven't freed yet. At this point, you should just save them all and see what you can get for it. It's not a matter of what I get, it's about what I can access as a result. They don't really give me much. I don't think there's a reason to go back that way, so I'll just go this way. That should be fine. I think the monkeys will appear. If they don't appear, then it means I have to... Oh god, now I'm really wasting my time. I do actually have to go this way then. Which begs the question of how I missed that monkey in the park. Oh, fucking hell, I almost killed myself in doing that. That would have been a little ridiculous. Alright, so I have to hit both of these. Now, you don't actually have to lock on. I just do it to ensure that it will work, but... you can just throw it and not worry about locking on. And across we go. Now, I don't believe that there was a room here that... oh no, I'm wrong. In this room, there's actually a heart piece that we can access, and I believe I'm correct in saying it's a heart piece. I don't have a specific memory of this being a heart piece, but I think it is. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I did show you before, but I'll show you how the boomerang actually fits into this. I'm gonna guess it's this one. Let's see if I'm right. I was wrong. I'm allowed to be wrong. After all, it was a guess. Alright, so now we have access to that chest, which is going to have contained within it a piece of heart. This is not going to be a 100% playthrough, by the way. I thought that I would mention that. You can kill these enemies if you want. As you can see, using the Gale Boomerang, it does actually uproot them, which is quite entertaining. But, oh, you fell in the water. And you really should sink and die. Yeah, you both died, actually. That was satisfying. But yeah, that was optional. I was correct in what I was meaning to say, which was that there was no room that we need to go in with the Gale Boomerang that we had previously accessed but couldn't continue through. But there was a room that could actually make use of the Gale Boomerang. A room in which we could make use of the Gale Boomerang, and we went and got a piece of heart in returning there, so that was worthwhile, I think. Now I think we can go just in this direction. Unless that's not... hold on, I can check the map by doing this. Yes, so I think we can go this way. This should be fine. Will the monkeys appear? No. Okay, I suppose we'll have to go that... ah, yes, yes, that's fine. Because this was the direction that I went to access the mini-boss. We don't want to go back that way. We instead... actually, hold on. I think this is rubies. I do not believe that this is another piece of heart. Oh, we've just lowered that, apparently. Oh, that gives us access to something... that is not this chest. With one motion, we were given access to two separate things. Well, if it isn't something useful, as long as you have that, you should be able to find where the captured monkeys are, right? I do believe so, Midna. 'Tis looking that way. And as per usual, you are placed rather conveniently. There we go. This should be rupees. I wasn't expecting that to be the compass, quite frankly, but... yeah, there we go, 20 rupees. We are now sitting at 184 rupees. Oh, there's a chest back here, apparently, that I missed. May as well get it. Unless it's difficult to get. I really don't know. No, don't do that. Oh, I think I just have to climb to get there. It's starting to look that way. Oh, does that kill you? Yes, it does. How about that? I don't have to waste a seed. And it seems to be just as efficient as shooting you with a slingshot. Not a problem at all. I don't know what will be in this chest. My guess is rupees. But they do make you work for it. Well, by the way, I would have talked about this in the Japanese version, but you can see that Link climbs much more slowly here. This is the correct speed at which Link climbs. For some reason they sped it up. They actually sped up the animation in Twilight Princess. It was really weird. Instead of having him move at the same speed but cover more distance with every climbing movement, they just sped up the animation and it looked really dumb, in my opinion anyway. Probably doesn't look dumb for people who played the original game, or people who didn't play the original game rather, because they just wouldn't know what it's supposed to look like, but yeah, it's almost double speed, quite frankly, which, to me, I understand why they would do it, or rather, I understand why they would want the climbing process to be faster, but I think that there would have been a better way to do it. If anything, it just made it very clear that it was all low effort. They could have very easily increased the speed of climbing in a way that was, you know, actually carefully constructed and in a way that would reflect that they were willing to put effort in, but no. One thing that does characterize the remaster of Twilight Princess is low effort. There are a lot of chests in here actually, but the main chest that we want to access is the one with the big key. We will access it by following this Z pattern on the ground. It does need to be in the correct order. Alright. Surprisingly, we're making very good progress. I did guess fairly early on in the recording that it would take me about 2 hours and 30 minutes to get this dungeon completed, but I might actually get this done before 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm thinking 2 hours and 20 at the moment. I don't know if it's worth getting these chests. I really couldn't say. I think I've acquired both the heart pieces that were here, so I think I'll just keep on moving. Rupees are nice, but I think I'm about to reach the maximum. It could be 300, I'm at 195. The maximum could be 300, but I couldn't really say. There's a red dot over there, I don't know what that's supposed to indicate. Could be the boss room? I don't know what it is. No, it's something. Oh, it's a monkey. The compass shows where monkeys are located. How about that? That's actually really helpful. I didn't know that the compass provided that information. It's very helpful. So this is a room that we've been in before, but we couldn't continue because we didn't have the Gale Boomerang. Now that we do have it, we can continue. But I'd like to get a monkey first, if you could possibly wait. Monkey over there. Oh, now I'm about to be attacked on both sides. I'm being flanked! Well, I think there's a different word to describe being surrounded on both sides, and I think the word is surrounded. Thank you, Doomlink. I was technically being flanked, I was being attacked from behind, but I think to be flanked it would be a movement to the rear, whereas they were behind me the whole time. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Have to wait for him to begin attacking, then he drops his guard, and I can thrust into him. Alright, so this is the room, I believe, that I was overthinking in the past, yeah. So let me tell you exactly what's going on in this room. And I can explain my confusion in the past. Come on. So, this is the situation. You can drop down here, and you can see that there's actually a monkey over there. Let me show you what was confusing me in the past. It was my understanding, and this is what I mean, if you recall what I said before, I said that basically the puzzle causes you to overthink it, and then you're ultimately trying to solve the puzzle by doing something that will never work in the end. What I believed was required of me was that I use the Gale Boomerang to carry the bomb that's over there onto the cage to destroy it. And I can show you that that actually works. Like, that is a process that can be undertaken. Like, that's not just some weird theory. It actually works. Look at that. In this case, I failed to. Actually, how clean was that? Aside from the fact that I just performed a very... I mean, that was quite an adroit maneuver there. But the point is that Yeah, that is not actually how we're supposed to gain access to this monkey. It is so much more simple than that. That would be overthinking it. What we're actually supposed to do is go up the top and just burn the web that is covering the hole that is directly above the monkey in the cage. Silly as it is. I think this is the hole, isn't it? I don't know if this is the correct hole. Might not be. It is not the correct hole. There is a different one. Sadly, due to our error, we must climb all the way back up. The hole that we really want is this one. And as you will see, it's much more simplistic than what I was trying to do before. But you can see why I would think that's what I was supposed to do. It was through my understanding of how the boomerang worked as an item that caused me to try to do that. But it was not what I was supposed to do. And it confused me in the past. Twice, in fact. I think it well and truly confused me the first time, and then the second time it took a few tries for me to remember that that's actually not what I was supposed to do. That's my vague recollection of it. We don't have a key yet, so we can't go that way. And as far as what's over there, it is a monkey. Okay. We will return there at a later date. We're about to go and... oh, where's the other monkey? There was a monkey that was calling me. Oh, must be over here. Monkey. Wait. Oh, we do want to go in this direction. I don't know where that monkey went. He got sick of waiting for me, apparently. I'm just going to decapitate this monkey in the meantime. I'm going to take my frustrations out on a completely different monkey, and in doing so I will end its life. Turns out that 200 is not the limit to the number of rupees that you can carry, by the way. Now, this actually shows you how many monkeys there are. I'll have to count. There are 8, I was right. Okay. That's a lot of monkeys. Well, I guess in order for us to check the temple out completely, we need the help of the monkeys. Oh well, let's help the rest of them. Annoying, isn't it? Still 2 more left. And we can see them on the map. Fortunately. If I couldn't, then I guess I would have to go based on the rooms that I had yet to visit, which is also perfectly fine. That's the boss door over there. We can access the door as far as opening it, but... well, let me rephrase that. We can open the door, we can't access it. There we go. Thank you, Doomlink, for the clarification. Again, you don't have to actually lock on. I'm assuming that in going in this direction we will acquire a key as well as a monkey. Get a key and a monkey, Thank you, Doomlink, for your exceptional humour. Very well thought out. Alright, up we go. Lots of climbing here, I regret to say. Apparently making that noise is necessary in some way. I'm referring both to Link and myself. Apparently it was necessary for me to imitate him. Why, I couldn't really say. Alright. I'm glad that I'm able to record this game though, guys. I really had to wait a little while to be able to launch this in 480p, and as well as that, I wasn't entirely sure if my capture card would be able to run this properly, because of all the issues that I was having with my PlayStation 2, but the recording of this livestream series at this point is confirmation that the issues that I have been having with my capture card, whilst are in part related to the fact that the USB port is a little bit fucked. The USB port being the connection between my capture card and the computer. It's a USB type Well, it's a mini USB port, that's what it is. While that is part of the issue, the main issue in this case was the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 likely needs a much more solid connection in order for it to work. Whereas, and I don't know why, I've got no idea what causes that. So, I don't know. What noise? That me imitating Link? I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. I don't know what other noise would have scared the shit out of me. No noise that I made. It's not that I can imagine. Alright. Don't know if it's worth destroying that. The Link noise, yeah, well. Oh, maybe... Actually, no. Rather than directing this thing to the man-eating plant thing, we just want to bring it to us, to then throw at the plant. There we go. I suppose if you are zoning out to my voice and then I start making weird noises like that, it's probably a bit perturbing. Fuck. I'll jump to the side, or all the way to the other side, like so. Now, hopefully this monkey does not require a key in order to gain access to it. Because I do need a key to get the other one. So my hope is that it'll just be there, and I think it will be. Just gonna wait for you to explode. Oh, no, it didn't really work, did it? Oh, this is an example of a situation where we do want to direct it to something. Like so. Look at that. That works a little better. It's probably possible to throw it and have it explode mid-air and destroy the rock, but that is a much better way to do it. Uh-huh. We'll have to do that a second time. At a little more challenging angle. Yeah, good on you. Oh, I understand. We could be attacking you until the end of time. It would never do anything. Because he's basically immortal while he is connected to that flower or whatever you would call it. We could just call it a plant, just to use a generic term. Alright, so we're going to grab you and then take you there. You've got quite a distance to travel. That did not work. I understand. We don't want to direct it there, we can just pick it up. That's the way we want to do it. That should work just fine. Interestingly enough, we do have access to exactly those creatures as a type of bomb later on in the game. There are 3 types of bombs: standard bombs, underwater bombs, and these fucking things. I can't really remember how they're used. I generally don't bother using them, but I think they can move. I think they can move. If they can't, then I don't know. Don't know what the purpose behind them would be, but I'm assuming they can move. Sort of like a Twilight Princess equivalent of bomb shoes, but I don't think they work exactly the same. I don't really know. I couldn't tell you because I don't have a clear memory of how they operate. Okay. We need to backtrack to where that other monkey was located. We are 1 monkey away. Can we please just fucking do this? Unbelievable. Who has the patience for this? Certainly not me. You are not looking at a person who has the patience for this. Alright. Now. It's monkey time. The final monkey. It's the final monkey, do-do-do-do. And all of that business, which is terribly unfunny of me to do. Terribly unfunny. And I don't even like that song, really. Never have. Actually, I will say that I think the verse is alright. The chorus I don't care for, but the verse is nice. Because he sings well. bars. Yeah. Where is that chest? Must be in there. Is it a small... No, it's not. Must be up above. Very well. Not sure how I get up. I'll work it out. Don't attack me. I was hoping that I'd be able to roll fast enough to prevent him from hitting me, but that did not work. Bad idea, Doomling. So it seems that in going through that cave entranceway, we'll end up at a higher level in the location, or in the room. Well, we don't just end up there, we do have to get up there, it seems. Good timing on the jump attack there. I'm bouncing off the fucking wall, that needs to stop. And then you can die, or something. Not a problem. Certainly more efficient than the slingshot, although if you're fast on the draw with a slingshot, you can probably do it at about the same speed. Cut grass, please. Okay, I think we can access the monkey right now, by the looks of it. Here we go. The monkey claps. And quite frankly, I deserve applause for all that. For all that work. I have all the monkeys. Sadly, I was kind of expecting to get hit, but I was hoping to be able to hit him, as well as have him hit me. Although I couldn't say that I was hoping to be hit, I was expecting to be hit. My hope, in fact, related to the sword connecting with that monster on the part of myself. With all the monkeys rescued, and with the boss key in hand, we will take on the boss of the Forest Temple. It probably can be referred to in other ways. I don't know if it's officially called the Forest Temple, I'm not too sure. I already said that I wasn't sure, but then furthermore, oh, I'm going the wrong way. Fucking hell. I need to be going north, not south. Up we go. Slowly but surely. Making our way to the final task of the dungeon. All the monkeys will assemble, and I think will automatically form a pathway. We'll have to patiently wait for them to do so, but I am... Oh, right. They themselves form a rope. They don't climb onto the rope. There is no actual rope. They are the rope. And I don't know how they can support my weight, but they can. It would be a disaster if they couldn't support my weight. A lot of monkeys would have died in the making of that rather entertaining stunt. But yeah, I suppose I can climb this. I don't think that would... No, there are no chests here. I really don't need anything. How am I going with my bottles? I have... Oh, I have one bottle, and it has... well, half a serving of milk. Half a portion, half a serving. I don't really know what you want to say. Or what I want to say. It's not about what you want to say. It's about what I want to say. And what I want to say is that I need to empty this bottle so that I can go and collect a fairy. I'm almost certain there's a fairy here somewhere. In one of these pots. I'm just being careful because I don't want to stand too close to the pots if there's a fairy inside. If there isn't a fairy inside, then... oh, there you go. I thought I'd been duped. Imagine consuming the only health consumable that I had only to not get a fairy. That would be awful. And boss number 1. Beginning now. You can see that there's like a double rotating door there. Very nice. Oh. And it should drop bars behind us, I think. That's how it usually goes. In these 3D games, maybe not. It would be funny if you could just leave the boss room. Oh, I think I've had enough of this boss fight, I'm leaving. Fairly simple boss fight, but it's a bit more epic, I suppose, than the original Goma fight. This is Diababa. It's a Twilight parasite. I think we can immediately take you to that head. You went and ate that. Wasn't expecting you to fucking eat it. Did I just happen to time that really well, or...? Oh, hello. I'd like to... No, don't do that. I probably timed it really well. I'm about to be attacked, I think, so I'm getting ready to avoid it. Do you automatically eat it? You do. Good to know. I don't know why it is. He sees this thing coming towards his mouth and he's like, oh, I'm going to eat it. I'm very hungry. Fair enough. This is what I mean when I say it's a bit more of an epic fight than Goma. It's a bigger thing. I think that was shown in the original trailer of Twilight Princess, if I remember correctly. There's not much I can really do right now with these guys. I have to actually wait for a monkey to deliver a bomb to me. Eventually the monkey will appear. In the meantime, I just have to survive. Oh, it is the mini-boss of the area. How great is that? The mini-boss that you fought with its bright red arse provides you with what you need to defeat the boss. Now, as I understand it, we actually want to hit the main phase. We do not want to hit the smaller ones because it doesn't actually help in any way. You'd think that it would. You'd think you'd have to first destroy the smaller heads, or the minion heads, and then later, well, not later, but rather after that. Does that... oh, that cancels his attack, I see. But yeah, and then you'd think that after that you would be able to attack the main head, but no. Not necessary. Well, I'm used to it being X now. That's what I get for changing it. Oops, that was not a fruitful attempt. Just don't want to be attacked. Oh, see, I keep pressing X. Just change it to X, man. If you're being that ridiculous. It's been X the entire time. The whole time I've been in this dungeon, it's been on the X button. So, oh, oops, about to get attacked. Not good. Alright, let's try that again. If you're attacked too aggressively, it's not really going to work. Alright. Oh, and I can finish you off like that. Very easy boss, wouldn't you say? Although there is quite a process involved in getting his head to fall down, so... technically, you are launching a bomb at his face, so that should deal damage. Therefore, allowing you to kill him with less hits dealt to the weak point with your sword. There you go. That's really gross. You can disappear now. Unpleasant. This is the first fused shadow. The start of the game, or the initial objective of the game, will be to acquire the pieces of the fused shadow. Or, I don't know, maybe fused shadow pieces, I don't know how it's referred to, but that's what I was looking for. That's a fused shadow. It's what the light spirit called dark power. Oh. Do you remember what that spirit said about how you had to match the power of the King of Shadows? Could it really be so easy? Is this all there is to it? There's a total of 3 fused shadows. I think the other light spirits have the rest. She's actually wearing one of them. If you want to know exactly what fused shadows are, well, maybe I'll tell you if you find the other 2. I guess you'd better do your best to find them, huh? I had better. So let's not waste any more time here when we could be looking for the other 2. I'll get you out of here. You pick up that heart container, or pick up the heart container that fell out of that thing. As I understand it, that is the first time we are ever instructed to pick up a heart container in the entire series. And it's fucking big. Alrighty. And we can just leave. There's nothing else for me to do here. I'm all done here. And I think we'll have a little conversation with the monkey with the scorpion tail, and then we will be free to continue our journey. This time in the direction of Kakariko Village, but I will not be doing that in this recording. Again, I'll have to try not to be too annoyed by the fact that the date is wrong, but I'll try to see what's going on with that. It may very well be the case that my system time is fucked. If the system time... Maybe it means that it's been fucked since 2019. Maybe it's still at 2019 because that's how long the battery's been dead for. That might be the reason why. In fact, that would definitely explain why. I suppose system time cannot progress if the console is off or something. I don't know. I would have thought that as long as it was connected to the power it would be fine, but maybe it actually needs to be turned on for time to progress in system time. So yeah, maybe it was in 2019 when it stopped working, which would make sense because it has been that long since I was playing on my European console and saving to that memory card, so... Yeah, the funny thing is that if I wanted to actually get the right system time, like if I wanted to get the right save time on that file, all I would have to do would be to launch the game on my Wii and have that memory card inserted into my Wii to get the right save time, so I don't really have to worry about it too much, in other words. Heroic Link. Do not think that Hyrule is now saved from the spread of Twilight. Leave these woods and go to the east, where you will find the land protected by the Spirit Elden. There you will find those you seek. But know that these lands lie in Twilight. They are now a dark realm covered by the clouds of dusk. If you set foot beyond the curtain of Twilight, you will revert to your beast form, so be prepared. Hero chosen by the gods, leave these woods and go to the east, to the land of Elden. If you say so. That's better. Searching should be much easier now. But, of course, you feel the need to go help the other light spirits, don't you? Well, don't worry. When you turn into a beast again, I'll take good care of you. The first thing you need to do is find the land covered in Twilight. Once you do, I'll help you out. See you later. Alrighty. I'm thinking that is a good stopping point. My current rupee count, for anyone who wants to know, and obviously... Oh no, you can see it the whole time. I actually am not in the way of it. That's actually kind of funny if you think about it. I've been going on about how I'm in the way of the rupee count. But actually, in this particular recording, I'm not. Which is kind of funny. Ideally, I wouldn't be so far in the corner. I would rather be, like, more over here. I don't know. That's actually kind of annoying. I'd rather not be so far in the corner. I like to be more like this. Yeah, that's a little better. But even then, I'd want to be a little bit more to the left. Point of the matter is that you know what the rupee counter is, and you have been able to tell for the whole duration of this recording as far as I'm aware. Master Sword 97 unfortunately has joined right when I'm finishing the recording. No, I will not put my camera on the other side so that I'm in the way of the map. That will not be done. But yes, I am now finishing the live stream. Of course, I would be streaming for, you know, this long, and then at the very end someone tunes in. It's kind of annoying, but that is the way it is. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Twilight Princess. Of course, we finished dungeon number 1. I can't really say for sure what we will get done in the next recording. I can at the very least promise that we will complete dungeon number 2. There will be a lot to do between now and beginning dungeon number 2. We'll need to do the whole Insect of Darkness business. We'll need to deal with Kakariko. We'll need to get the Iron Boots. And then we'll need to actually physically make our way to the dungeon as we progress through Death Mountain. It will be a bit of a process, but I think I can commit to finishing dungeon number 2 in the next recording. That should be fine. I do not expect to do anything more. So, yeah, I do thank you all for watching, and You are streaming the same game right now, says Master Sword 97. Well, must be hard to stream and watch some other guy at the same time. I suppose you mean that you were streaming the same game. Or maybe you mean generally that you are, these days, streaming Twilight Princess. But anyway, thanks for the follow either way. And that will conclude my recording. I will see you all when I'm next doing Twilight Princess. I don't know if I'll do some tomorrow. I definitely am in the mood. But maybe I'll do some Monster Hunter tomorrow for the benefit of those who only want to watch Monster Hunter stuff. Regardless, I will... not really, and no. Okay. Right, yeah. That's great to know. I will catch you all next time, and I thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.